I'm going to tell you my nightmare. Same thing. So I get a call.
Oh God.
All right. So I'm on Met TV.
Okay.
All right.
Already.
So Fox calls me and they say, there's another sitcom that we really want you on, but the showrunners don't want you on it. I go, well, then I don't want to fucking do it.
Yeah, already.
He's like, yeah, but we think that you're the right guy.
And who are these people talking, saying that we think you're the right guy?
The network.
Okay.
Oh,
You know, so you don't say no.
Right.
So I
No, you
show
don't.
up, and it's the pilot's called New Car Smell,
Oh, I remember.
that's a hot show.
right? And the star was Brooke Shields.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
Who else was on it? Dave Attell.
Oh, I love that.
I love Dave. Without Dave Attell and Jimmy Schubert that was there, I wasn't gonna make it through, because this is what happened. I show up, and the first thing the showrunners say is like, "We wanted Getty Watanabe," which is Long Duck Dong from 16 Candles.
They literally said
Yeah.
that they don't want you.
They don't want me. And I go, so I did a rehearsal, and then the director was great. The director, he was another guy that saved me, was David Swimmer. He's on a show. Was on
Schwimmer.
Swimmer?
Swimmer.
Oh, dude, from
Like,
Friends.
you mean from
Friends.
Oh, God.
David Schwimmer.
David Schwimmer?
From Friends.
Ross.
And Ross.
Yeah.
Looking Glass Theater,
So David
right?
Schwimmer was like, hey, I just, the showrunners, they don't, but, we're trying to work with it, so, just hang in there. A day would go by, and half my lines would be cut. And they would be like, David Schwimmer every day would be like, yeah, they're just cutting your scenes down to, but just hang in there. I think you're doing fine.
Hang in there. Oh.
By the end of the week, I have one line. And the showrunners, I'm going to just say it, go fuck themselves. The Cullen brothers.
Oh my God.
Ooh, shots fired.
Okay? Well, first of all, Getty Watanabe or me?
Bobby Lee all day.
All right? In my head, that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
All right? Secondly, it's like, I know Rob Cullen. Right? I used to hang out with him with Dice back in the day when I used to open for Dice. He was supposedly a friend. Right? And then by the end of the fucking week, I have one fucking line, right? and Brooke Shields would not even look at me during
She
rehearsals.
wanted Getty Watanabe.
Yeah.
Where's
I mean,
Getty? That is
I
not
would
Getty.
see her at craft service, and she would just like look through me. And
That's-
I would get I was getting boils on my face. It was the worst job I've ever gotten.
Damn.
That's worse than not getting a job or than getting fired from a job. That's horrific.
Yeah, you're there, you feel unwanted, your lines are getting dwindled down to a line when you had bunch of lines and scenes, and it got to the point where no one's talking to you and you still have to be there.
Oh, cold shoulder.
Oh my God. It was the worst. And to their credit, I guess at the time, Getty Watanabe was more of a name. Because I was only on my second season or first season of Mad. No one knew who I was. But I was young, and it's like, if I'm there, that's what I'm saying, is that when an actor is there, right, work all that shit out before we get there.
Right.
Right? All the uncomfortability and the kinks and all that stuff, so that when we show up, number one, we know that we're wanted there. Number two, that we're going to be used. We're not extras. We went through the
Right.
process, right? And three, just a little bit of a dignity. Give us some dignity.
And like, you can't even do your best if those are the conditions. You're going to suck and you're going to keep sucking. And it's like, handle that shit before game day. Because now it's game day and I'm here to play and you guys are like, you're not on the team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how the fuck am I supposed to help anyone?
Yeah, it hurts us.
Yeah.
We're getting
that's
hurt.
devastating.
We're getting hurt. It's hard enough to even fucking do it.
Yeah.
And number two, it's like we're human beings. We have feelings and we're susceptible, and we're artists. We have a lot of times we're just exposed nerves,
We have needs.
right?
We're vulnerable.
And then they poke at it.
But that's how Hollywood becomes very delusional, because then delusion becomes a strategy. It's like a coping mechanism. If you can learn delusion, if that's a learned thing,
Yeah.
then you can seriously make it in this industry because your exposed nerves aren't being, racked every day.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's learned. Like, people are always like, my mom, my dad, they're like, we don't know how you do it. Like, you get told no every single day.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, yeah. I mean, I'm used to that.
Yeah, and she goes out every day.
I can't believe
It's like, oh, you're not who I wanted. I wasn't tall enough. I wasn't short enough. I wasn't good enough. Okay, cool. What's next?
Especially sometimes when you go in and you're on fire. When I've literally gone in auditions where I walked away going, I would be shocked if I don't get that.
Yeah.
And then no call, nothing. Oh yeah, they didn't even know you read.
It's like
I did read.
They thought you were gay.
Yeah, they never got it.
Yeah.
They were in the room,
That's like
right? And they're like, oh,
when you did the
I'm never gonna make it.
when you auditioned for Terminator, and I seriously I staged a vigil. Like I lit like so many fucking candles.
Yeah, and I was like, I
We
did
thought that
well
you-
because
yeah.
you know
was
when
good.
you're just not with it, and when you're not doing it, and when you fucking sucked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I went in and I was like, okay, I did well. And then there was just nothing.
Yeah,
No feedback,
yeah.
nothing.
No,
Nothing.
not even feedback.
They rarely
Yeah,
get
nothing.
feedback.
No feedback ever.
But there have been times where like I even get good feedback from network, and then I scour the internet for weeks to find out
Who
who's
booked
the
it?
person who booked
Oh,
it.
I do the same thing.
Oh, I don't do that at all.
You
And then
don't.
I
You're
look
like,
at
No,
them.
because I can't. Oh, number one, I don't do that, and number two, I can't watch it.
oh, the show. If it,
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know how you guys do that.
Yeah, I do because I want to see what did that person do that I didn't. What could I?
They're
have
just better than
done?
Or
you.
what do they look like?
Or what do they look like?
That's what I
mean,
feel.
Yeah.
Oh,
better
this is
than
how you're
me,
supposed to
they
do
look-
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that's what you wanted.
Oh, that? Okay.
Yeah.
Opposite of that.
Yeah.
Do you have that same girl who always just beats you out of everything?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Every girl. Yeah, all the girls.
Let's be honest. It's probably a Latina. That's like always.
I only know of two that.
Yeah, you fucking stupid ass.
You said every girl.
Well, I mean, every girl who goes out for it for my part.
Okay.
So there's like a couple of girls that you know firsthand that go, oh, there's, Cindy.
Yeah, and there are girls who
That's just a made-up name.
who
Cindy Rodriguez.
There are girls
Yeah.
who I knew when I was working at a casting office, and this is before I thought that there were a million other Latin girls who look just like me, who are just as qualified as me, who are just as good as me. I used to think like, yeah, I'm kind of special. I'm like, no, you're not. You're absolutely not fucking special. No one gives a fuck about you. And I was working in this casting office, and I would see just hundreds of girls coming in like me. And this was like 3 years ago I was working there, and a bunch of the girls who I used to help out there who would come in like with the wrong sides, I would just like slip them the right sides under the table. I would help them put their name later. I'm like, here, so you have time to work on it.
Yeah.
And there was this one specific girl who I helped out like that, gave her a highlighter. I was like, I'm just going to have you go last. So work on your shit. And she wanted to know feedback. She called the office. No one got back to her. So I took down her number. I called her.
Wow.
Told her the feedback. I mean, she booked that, was on like 5 seasons. She just booked this movie. She's killing it. And she's like, Mommy, thank you so much. Like, I remember when you were there and it was like, like it's before I even started and you were there. I'm like,
I don't like her already.
I hate her already.
she's like, Mommy. I mean, I love her, but
But can I
it's
say,
just a reminder. I'm like, yeah, no, I remember too. I'm still not there. Thank you.
but I want to say this though, is that when we were auditioning girls to play my girlfriend on Love,
Oh yeah.
they had me with the casting director and read with girls. Mm-hmm. So for the first time, I now knew what it was like to be on the other end. And they would close the door, and it wasn't personal. That's what I realized from it. It's just kind of like, she just doesn't seem like she would be my girlfriend. She's a great actress. That was a great choice.
Yeah.
And then you just move on from it.
Yeah.
And the girl that got it was like, yeah, she looks kind of like Kalila in many ways. She's half Filipino.
Yeah.
And she's in that same realm. And
Type,
and then Allison agreed with it. She was like, yeah, I think that fits. I go, yeah, she got it.
Mm-hmm.
Was she the best one? I wouldn't, there was a lot of good girls,
Yeah.
but, a lot of times it's just chemistry and just what your gut says or what it's going to look like together or whatever. So it's like, it's not a fucking personal thing. And I just want to go back and apologize to Cullen brothers. I feel like,
After
all right,
that, yeah.
it was just, let's just be honest. All right.
Okay.
All right. It is what it was,
It is what it was.
It is what it was. And, I might have not been the right guy for the thing. We were all in the situation, and I have no hard feelings at the end of the day. I had the worst 2 weeks of my life, but I don't want to, burn bridges with them. Not that they would ever hire me for anything, but I just, FYI.
They still want.
They want the other guy. Yeah.
They still want Getty Watanabe.
Yeah. It is a different fucking beast out here.